A lot of times as teachers, lesson plans themselves can be viewed as busy work. Like I know a lot of teachers that they're just copy pasting what they wrote last year and changing the date. You could take your lesson and then you could just start using ChatGPT, toss it in there and be like, hey, take this and pull out the activity that I'm doing and list the activity, the objective, the standard, and then future reflections on it. And it can build that out for you. And I'm not saying like, hey, I'm just going to hand off all my work to ChatGPT, write all my lesson plans. It could do that. However, you know your class better than any computer program. So you know what's going to resonate with them. You know what's going to help them learn better because you know your class. And so what you can do is use it as maybe an outline or like a starter. So you could go in and say, I'm teaching slope-intercept formula to ninth graders. List out 10 possible real-world activities we could do that could help serve them. And it'll give you some ideas. You'd be like, yes, no, I don't like that. That's trash. I like that. Or I'll take this and I'll modify it. It's almost like you get that at the end of a chapter, usually in a textbook, there's like, here's some activities you might be able to do with your class. And they give you one option. ChatGPT can now take it and then run with it and make multiple options. Hey, give me possible assessments for students, that like to be creative, students that seventh graders that are into, basketball, and create 5 word problems using famous basketball players' names. And so it can help you build that out and get the ideas, spark some ideas that you can make better. It is essentially an AI, some artificial intelligence that is able to take information and then create something out of that based on the parameters you set in there. So you can get as specific or as general as you want. Write me 800 words on the 5th Harry Potter book, and it'll write an essay. You can say, put it in APA format. You can say, do it to the tone of the author Jon Acuff using Donald Miller's story brand marketing model, and it will do that. The website's actually chat.openai.com. So you start an account and you can do it using, Gmail account. Most people have a Gmail account. So once you put that in, you just start asking questions. It actually gives some prompts, some ideas, but really it's just getting in there and playing around with it. I will say this, I always recommend teachers go back and check just to make sure. You always want to, don't just like blindly take it, because sometimes it'll just make stuff up. That's happened a couple times. I've seen it where it just makes up things, makes up people, makes up events in history. So always double check, but it's a great starter pack for what you're wanting to create. Educators didn't just like wake up one day and like, I'm going to start teaching. Like they've been trained. They know how to do this. The more time you have where you're not trying to do that bulk stuff that's required for teaching, it's mandatory, it's helpful, but it's not like I got into teaching because I like writing paperwork on each individual student. No, you got into teaching because you want to make a difference in students' lives. So whenever you do this, it takes that time off, 20 minutes a day here, 40 minutes a week here. It takes that time off your plate and it expedites the things that are kind of like teacher busy work that we have to get done. It takes that off your plate so that now you can focus on learning each individual student and modifying your teaching for them.